Light it up, light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Lightning doesn't strike twice for you and I. The sun will rise tomorrow. 'Cause lightning doesn't strike twice for you and I. Izzy here, and we are in a new setup today just because I don't have my July setup ready yet because I just got my 4th of July decorations in the mail. But don't worry, on Thursday we will have that back in my normal setting. But since this is a book video, I figured we would do a little bookish background with Prairie and the Orange Tree right there, my most anticipated book of the year, but I have not got to it yet. But that's not the point. Today we are going to be doing an unhaul, and if you're curious of how I unhaul my books, you all saw the clips of me like reorganizing them and all that. So basically, if I gave it a 3 is an average. 3 or below, I will donate it. But if it's a higher 3, then I'll keep it, but a lower 3, I'll give it away. So let's get into this video. So we are going to be doing it by genre, starting first with thrillers, and this is a book that a lot of people love, but it just wasn't for me because I didn't really feel anything for the characters, and that is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. Again, this is a very popular book, but it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't a huge fan of it. So going on to fantasy, I do think, and that was a 3-star, but moving over to fantasy, which this was a 2 or a 3, I don't remember, and I did read this for the Books of Friends book club here on YouTube, and I think I have the common opinion on this. I did not like Descendant of the Crane. I felt like nothing happened, but a lot happened at the same time. I know a lot of people feel like so much just happened at once, they're really confused. I felt like nothing happened, but this is a young adult fantasy, a Chinese inspired fantasy, and it does have a beautiful cover, but I just didn't like the plot that much, so we are going to be giving it away. Our next one is Orange is the New Black, My Year in Women's Prison by Piper Kerman. So this is her memoir and the book that inspired the Netflix show, but let me tell you, this book is completely different from the TV show. Yeah, it says, again, this was another 3-star for me because I didn't like how it ended. I wish it would have shown her life after prison. It was just like right time she got out, and that's how it ended. So I don't know if she plans on like writing a sequel to this about her later life or what, but I just wasn't really satisfied with the ending. So our next one is a contemporary, and that is All We Ever Wanted by Emily Giffin. So I feel like this book tries to cover every social issue there is in America right now. Racism, immigration issues, sexual misconduct, harassment. I feel like it just tries to cover way too much in this book. I didn't really care what happened, really, which I know is bad, but I just didn't care what happened next. And yeah, I just didn't like this book, and this was a 3-star. So our next one is one that I'm not really donating because somebody gave me this book, and I didn't know if she meant to borrow or to keep, but I didn't like it at all. This was a 2-star, almost a 1-star. So this is Thorn in My Heart by Liz Curtis Higgs. So this is a Christian fiction book. If you don't know what that means, I didn't know what it meant. It's basically they take a story from the Bible And it's basically just a retelling of a Bible story. Like they may swap the genders or just stuff like that. So this one, they swap the setting. Instead of taking place in the Middle East, this was set in the lowlands of Scotland in 1788. So this is a retelling of the Jacob and Rachel and all of them. So it is a love triangle, and I don't like when love triangles involve family. Like it's two sisters trying to get the same guy, and I just didn't like that. I hated the main character of Lyanna. I say Lyanna like Game of Thrones, but it's like Lyanna. I don't know how to say her name, but I didn't like it. And it, like, the first part felt really dragged out, and then it got fast, and just the pacing was really weird in this. I just didn't like it. Like, look how long this book was. I didn't like it at all. So our next one is a book of a month book, and it hurts to be giving a book away that I got in a subscription. You can't see, but up there I have a lot of my book of the month, but this one is Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. So this is a retelling of the Iliad? Yeah, the Iliad, the Iliad is right there. But it is a retelling of the Iliad, but it's told at the female perspectives. So this book, I love that idea, but just the writing style is so weird. It was really worded in like modern words, which I don't want old English words, obviously, but people didn't talk in ancient Greece how they talk now. Like, I just felt the wording was really, really weird. And hopefully Circe and the Song of Achilles is a lot different. The Song of Achilles is obviously a lot of the same characters. So I hope those books are a lot different, because again, I want to read more that is set in Greece, but this book just did not do well with it at all, and I gave it a 3-star. The next book was another, and we're in historical fiction right now. Those past two have been historical fiction. So this book, The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, another book that is an unpopular opinion for me. So I read this for Riley Marie, her book club here on BookTube. And so this book, I am going to read the next book, so that's why I'm like, should I give this book away since I do plan on reading the next book? Let me know down below in the comments if I should, because this book is set, this is set in Russia in the, I don't know if it's the 1600s or 1500s, but I did read both of these books while on a reading slump, so that may play part in why I didn't like them that much. So this is like more of a country setting, but the next book is set in Moscow, and I feel like I would like that a lot more. It's a city setting, but this book, I don't even remember why I didn't like it that much. I just know I didn't like The Bear and the Nightingale. I wasn't a big fan, and that left me kind of shocked, because historical fiction is my favorite genre. I feel like that's my brand on BookTube, is that I love historical fiction. As you can see behind me, there's probably some historical fiction somewhere back there, but I don't know. I didn't like The Bear and the Nightingale. So now we are moving on to Star Wars sci-fi books. And again, I'm reading every single Star Wars book there ever was, so it kind of hurts to give away books that are like this one in the middle of a series. But this is The Old Republic. That's the like series within Star Wars, and it is Fatal Alliance by Sean Williams. So this is the biggest book so far that I've read in the Star Wars universe. This book, okay, this was my first ever audiobook, because I couldn't get through this book. It was so dragged out, and I feel like they could have done it in like 200 pages. I didn't like it. I read this in December. So this is all from the past 6 months, if you're curious. I didn't like it. So this one goes back like a year, and this is the Lost Tribes of the Sith, The Collected Stories by John Jackson Miller. So this book is set, there's like 3 parts, because these are novellas put all together, and they're all about the Sith, which is such an interesting topic, but I don't think it really gives you time to really connect with the characters. Again, I didn't know these were novellas when I read this, so that I kind of judged that in a way I shouldn't have. But I just did not like this book, because I want to connect with characters. I care more about characters than I do plot. But those are all the books that I am going to be giving away, and if you know me in real life and would like any of these books, let me know, because you can take them. off my hands. And I know I didn't really give descriptions of them because I have done those in wrap-ups and hauls and all that. This is an unhaul, so I'm just getting them done. And as I said, I have read all of these and I just didn't really like them, so what's the point in having them when someone else can enjoy them? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye guys! Bonus, if you stay till the very end, it is my birth month of July, so now I will be having my Amazon wish list down below in the description box. Don't feel obligated to buy me any gifts, but it would be really awesome if y'all could. Thank you!